Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, the Democrat establishment loves to gaslight Republican voters as a bunch of kooky wackos. There's no merit to your claims, they say. Yet it seems as though each and every single claim, after a while, ends up being corroborated, ends up being confirmed. I mean, I don't know. We're supposedly the nut jobs, but I really try to absorb both sides. You know, I spend a whole lot of time watching CNN and MSNBC. I'd argue I spend more time watching leftist news than I spend time watching anything from the right. Supposedly, we're the nutcases, but these leftist shills in the mainstream media are the ones constantly saying things that just have me scratching my head, generally asking the question, is this person a crackhead? Let's delve into the fake news world of leftist media, first by starting off with a Jake Tapper clip. I actually played a short part of the clip yesterday, but I want to delve in deeper today, where he essentially admits 3 years later that we were pretty much right. And then I want to get into media bias and the parody that's happening at MSNBC. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, after years and years of gaslighting, after years of saying we're a bunch of crazy people, pushing uncorroborated conspiracy theories, turns out once again we were right. Put another coin in the damn jar. 3 years later, Jake Tapper admits Trump was right, Joe Biden was wrong, on Hunter Biden getting millions from China. CNN's Jake Tapper admitted on air Thursday that President Trump was right. During the 2020 presidential debates with Joe Biden, he accused Hunter Biden of making millions of dollars from China, Ukraine, and Russia.
And Kristen, Glenn Kessler from the Washington Post had a fact check about Joe Biden from earlier this month, noting that Hunter Biden admitted in court in July that he was in fact paid substantial sums from Chinese companies. Kessler wrote, Hunter Biden reported nearly $2.4 million in income in 2017 and $2.2 million in income in 2018, most of which came from Chinese or Ukrainian interests. But this directly goes against what Joe Biden said in the debate in 2020 with Donald Trump. Take a listen.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about what are you talking about? China.
Once you
None of that
Vice
is
President,
true.
He made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other places.
true.
So it's from two different debates, but I mean, Trump was right. I mean, he did make a fortune from China and Joe Biden was wrong. I don't know that he was lying about it. He might not have been told by Hunter, but this blind spot is a problem.
It's a problem, one, because Republicans aren't going to let it go, that's for sure. But also, these problems are continuing through the legal system. It's not as though this is something that's been settled in other jurisdictions and Republicans are just harping on it. It is an ongoing thing in our courts. It's not going anywhere.
This is a blind spot. Does it concern you as a Democrat?
Well, I think dads have sometimes, and parents sometimes have blind spots about their kids, for sure, and the president may be no exception. But nothing has tied the president to any of Hunter Biden's dealings. There's no whiff of him being involved or him being implicated in it. And it's, you know, I think it's not something the voters care a lot about.
All right, my thanks to the panel.
You know, at the time, who's the crazy person? Who's the nutcase living in an alternate reality? The people who were analyzing the facts in front of them, who saw the actual emails themselves, who knew for a fact that the wife of the previous mayor of Moscow sent Hunter Biden and Rosemont Seneca $3.5 million, who knew about Hunter Biden's deals with a major CCP-affiliated Chinese energy firm, who knew the name Henry Zhao, who understood what Hunter Biden was doing from his own words. Are those the crazy people? Or the Democrat shills who had their heads in the sand, and that's a respectful way of saying it, rather than saying they had their heads so far up their own behinds, they were so fervently anti-Trump, so hell-bent on stopping him at any cost that they were willing to totally disregard key information, major warning flags, alarm bells of clear political corruption and nepotism. They were willing to completely ignore the facts because of their partisan rage, because of their Trump derangement syndrome. But supposedly we're the crazy people. We're the crazy people for saying, hey, you know, for the last 4 years, you guys have done nothing but talk about political corruption, the Trump family, nepotism, based on no actual facts. You've made it clear that these are really important topics to you, but when it actually stared you in the face, but it was your own politician, all of a sudden the tone changed. The tone changed to, oh, I'm actually all of a sudden blind and deaf. It's not like it would have been hard to fact check. The Hunter Biden laptop, oh, Russian disinformation, it's just Russian disinformation. No, it's his laptop. It's photos of him. It's emails of him with all of his business associates. It's not fake. It's him. The FBI knew that it was him back, I think, in 2019. And it's not like it'd be difficult. Just do a basic technological forensic investigation, and you'll find that it's all legit. You'll find all the metadata there. But no, of course not, they weren't interested. They were more interested in pretending it didn't exist. But of course, now we're at a point where they literally cannot deny it anymore, as if it would have been difficult to do a basic fact check and find out that Hunter Biden did in fact receive millions of dollars from all of these foreign nations. He declared over $2 million of personal income from 2017 onward. Hunter Biden, crackhead Biden, running around on a freaking bender across the world, somehow making $2 million a year. Nobody once asked themselves, well, how is that happening? Not one Democrat was curious as to what was done to generate that sort of income, or where that income was coming from. Surprise, surprise, it was coming from China and Ukraine, maybe a little dash of Romania. Absolutely insane. We're the crazy people. We're the ones who are just going along, whatever Fox News and Donald Trump say, that's our opinion. We're just a bunch of mindless sheep who don't know how to analyze information and make decisions. We just do whatever our cult leader tells us. Give me a freaking break. It's projection. It's pure projection. That's what these clowns do. That's why they're behind on every single story. Years later, well, actually, maybe there was merit to that claim after all. Actually, maybe defunding the police was an idiotic idea. Actually, maybe we did completely ignore the facts for partisan reasons. Yes, every time. Anyways, going back to what I said maybe a minute ago, speaking of crackheads, now that the leftist mainstream media no longer has someone like Michael Avenatti, they're having auditions. Who can be the next leftist media lunatic doing media tours? And the top contender right now is none other than Hunter Biden's lawyer. Holy, I've heard a lot of defenses in the past. I've heard a lot of copium related to this Hunter Biden, Joe Biden criminal bribery scheme. This justification, this argument from Hunter Biden's genius lawyer, boy, this takes the cake.
Are asking, what did Hunter Biden think he was getting that $7 million for? Why would he be getting paid so much money?
Over the time that he was in business, this is, again, something that people ought to pay attention to. Hunter Biden went to Georgetown University, went to Yale Law School, was on the board of directors of a bank, was on the board of directors of Amtrak, is somebody who went and worked in an international law firm. People seem to forget that this is not the person who's simply out there having people write checks for no reason. He's a capable, educated, experienced person. Now, if Congress wants to start saying, wait, does he get opportunities because his last name is Biden? They should look to themselves.
This has to be some sort of parody, right? Well, of course Hunter was making millions of dollars. He went to a great school. He's intelligent, educated, capable, and experienced person. Yes, Hunter Biden running around smoking crack, a literal drug addict running around the world doing no work, with no experience in the energy sector, is being paid millions by foreign agents because he's experienced, educated, and capable. Again, we're the crazy people, right? We're the nutcases. This is what the blue anon people are watching when they turn on the TV. This is what they're subjected to, and this is what they're nodding their heads going, yeah, exactly. Oh, it makes perfect sense to me. You gotta be insane. There's gotta be a couple screws loose. It simply makes no sense. You know, the party of science, the party of facts. What science and what facts? What are you talking about? The facts are staring you straight in the face that Joe Biden's a criminal. But once again, all you gotta do to convince leftoids is put a sleazy lawyer who's willing to say literally anything on TV, and all the blue anon folk just simply toe the line. But of course, just wait, in 3 years, the narrative's gonna change and all of a sudden, oh, well, maybe they were right about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. In 3 years, once I guess more evidence ends up dropping, as if you needed more to know what's clearly going on, especially with the most recent drop related to Joe Biden's pseudonyms, which, by the way, the mainstream leftist media has devoted 0 minutes of coverage on. Media blackout on Biden's use of pseudonyms to hide communications with Hunter. Networks ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and MSNBC have had a combined 0 minutes of coverage on this bombshell report. 5 major leftist news outlets, not a single minute of airtime devoted to one of the biggest stories in the modern era of politics. We're the crazy people. We're the misinformed cultists, says these people. Yeah, not so sure about that one, Chief. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we'd love to have you here, of course. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.